Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
So I was wondering, what got you hooked on mangas?
Okay, so I wasn't a very good reader when I was little. Um, and so my sisters, to get me interested in reading, they took me to a bookstore, which I hated. So they took me back to the mangas, and I was really surprised because it was reading, but I was interested in it because it had pictures and everything, and it was backwards. So,
Backwards? What do you mean backwards?
well, most comics or graphic novels are forwards and they read like a normal book. But mangas, they have this Japanese, Chinese way and they're backwards. So, like this book, it goes forwards.
Like pictures or text or?
Yeah. So, when you read mangas, you start from the back to the forward and everything. So, but when you're reading, you start from here to here.
Like right to left?
Yeah. And that got me interested in reading because it, how do you say, it was a picture book, but not really because it had a story and a plot, and that got me thinking, well, since this is interesting, I should start reading. And that really helped me because it helped me picture the story in my head when I was reading a regular book.
And so what do you mean you weren't a good reader?
Well, I couldn't really understand it. I was really bad at comprehension, and I was really bad at understanding the words and the letters and everything. And it took me longer than other kids to actually finish a book.
So like, were you like in any special reading programs in what, first, second grade?
Yes, I was. I had special reading, so when other kids did silent reading, I had to go to a special program with 4 or 5 other kids, and we sat there reading Dr. Seuss while other kids were reading Harry Potter.
And how long, I mean, like, were you on grade level?
No, I wasn't. I was below grade level. When I started reading mangas, I shot up right away and I went to advance because I started reading books which helped my vocabulary and helped me understand more books.
Well, what grade are you in now?
I'm in 8th grade.
And the last time that you took a reading test, what is your reading grade level now?
I am currently in high school grade level, and I pronounce and I know vocabulary words above my 8th grade.
Wonderful. So you read mangas, and then I noticed you've got a couple of other books here. You want to talk about those?
This one is Persepolis. It's very interesting, actually. It's not a manga. It's a graphic novel, and it's about this girl who grew up in Iran and how it's like for a little girl in war. And it's really interesting, actually, because it's her story not in words but in pictures. See, it's in pictures.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And it helps you understand what it was like for her.
And that's a biography?
Yes, it is.
And you finished it?
Yes, I did.
Wow. So you read mangas.
Yes.
And you've read that graphic novel.
Yes.
And did you say you started this?
I started Crime and Punishment, which actually is the graphic novel is actually from a Russian book, Crime and Punishment, the Penguin series.
So it's a classic, it's from a classic piece of literature?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did you say something about you had a sister who read the novel?
Yes, I did. Some people, they might think it's interesting, but it's very slow-paced book. It's about this man who spends a lot of time planning a murder of this lady that he doesn't know. And it's crime, that's the first half of the book. And then punishment is not he gets caught, but him feeling so guilty of his crime that he doesn't know what to do. And I think that's very interesting to me that someone can do that and feel so guilty and then say it his own words and describe it so well, the guilt that he feels.
So, and you're halfway, you said halfway?
Yes.
Halfway finished with that?
Yes.
So you've read mangas and graphic novels, but you don't really read a lot of comics, did you say?
No, I don't. There's something about that. I don't really like the storylines. It's not very strong to me. Comics, graphic novels, they have a distinct plot and like characters, and mangas, they have nice drama and action and stuff. But comics, they're just about, I feel like they're more about damsels in distress and heroes that save them. I guess it can be symbolic in its own way, but I don't feel that has a deeper meaning.
It's just not your genre.
Not mine.
Okay. But now with mangas, did that hook you into something else called, what, anime?
Yes. Anime is a Japanese, what you call cartoon, but it's more sophisticated than that because it can be like a soap opera, but animated. It's in Japanese, and there's subtitles. There's also Chinese and Taiwanese and everything. And the thing is, anime, here's a cool fact, Japan is the leading manufacturers in mangas and anime, which that's why it's called Japanese. But anime and manga, they go together, and it could be like an anime is knocked off of a manga and everything, or vice versa. But it's very interesting to see how you can read a manga and then watch it too. It's what in America we do movies and books. So manga and anime is kind of the same thing.
Okay. So, in that anime, you said they were subtitled.
Yes, they're subtitled.
You had mentioned before, I think I heard you say something about when you were reading the subtitles in anime, it forced you to read faster, right?
Yes.
Because when you were having some reading problems, it was vocabulary and sounding out words,
Yes.
and then fluency.
Yes.
Okay.
I was going slower and everything, but then when I was reading anime, the subtitles, since it's talking and reading, I had to pay attention to the characters and the words, so I had to read faster and understand it. And that got me better too, because I wasn't slowing down, rereading every page in a book to see, oh, did I understand this right? Because in the anime, it helped me see the picture and then read the words.
So you're working on, what did you say, visualization?
Yes.
Okay. And didn't this get you hooked into learning another language?
Yes, it did. I am currently learning Japanese, and it's a very beautiful language, I might say.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say about mangas and anime and graphic novels? I mean, you do this all outside of school, I take it.
Yes, I do. School, they like encouraging books, but a lot of people don't know mangas and anime and graphic novels, which are very helpful because it says, like, manga, since they're backwards, you have to change your mind, like right hemisphere, left hemisphere, and everything in your brain, and it helps you focus on both sides. So ever since I read manga, it helped me because I am a natural ambidextrous, and it helps me learn from right and left, left to right. It's very helpful. Some people get confused about manga and graphic novels, that they're the same thing. Graphic novels, they have a more distinct, they have like not as very detailed drawings in them, and they have focus on the action or the drama and the plot and what they're trying to, like, the deeper meaning in things. Mangas, they focus on the details of the characters and the drawings, and it's more like you're seeing art and then you're listening to it and everything. In mangas, it's awesome.
Okay. So you have anything else you want to add?
Let's see. My favorite manga and anime is, my favorite genre is romance, which I love, and I think that's about all.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Dr. Bennett.